So Donald Trump's taxes are back in the news and have actually been subpoenaed by the Manhattan District Attorney. State prosecutors in Manhattan have subpoenaed Donald Trump's accounting firm, demanding 8 years of both Trump's personal and business tax returns. Now, the first question we might ask is, District Attorney, if a district attorney is issuing a subpoena for Donald Trump's tax returns, is this related to some kind of investigation? And the answer is that yes. It turns out that at the end of August, a criminal investigation was opened up into those hush money payments made by Donald Trump to mistresses. And I know many of us are completely fatigued and sick of this hush money thing by now. And I'll sort of address that in a second. These are the payments that were made. The payments were made in a literal sense by Trump's now in prison personal attorney, Michael Cohen. But of course, they were made in service to Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, as far as we know, reimbursed those payments to Michael Cohen. So that's the answer to question one. It's part of that a new criminal investigation. Question two is, what's the full scope of this Manhattan District Attorney probe? Is it related only to the 2016 hush money payments, or is there some broader campaign finance or other investigation that this is part of? We don't know the answer to that. We know that one legal question about the hush money, particularly the payment made to Stormy Daniels, is, did Donald Trump's business call that a legal expense in their accounting, which would be, number one, hilarious, and number two, potentially illegal, and a felony if it was done to conceal some other crime like tax evasion or bank fraud, or in the service of some additional crime. So we'll figure that out maybe someday. But let's get more to what matters here and what doesn't matter. I understand we are mostly sick of this entire hush money payment thing. The hush money payments themselves as a way to punish Donald Trump or make him suffer consequences for the things that he did, I believe that that ship has sailed. We can, as a practical matter, vote Donald Trump out way faster than the hush money payment investigation could even potentially remove him from office. It's just not going to happen. We shouldn't even be thinking about that. Then we get to the content of the tax returns themselves. That's actually what we're interested in. Now, that being said, this is a district attorney subpoena for an investigation. If they get the tax returns, meaning if the grand jury gets those tax returns, they would not even go public unless they're leaked, of course, unless they end up becoming evidence at a trial. That is also extremely unlikely to happen. So I don't really see this as something to be optimistic about in terms of the material getting to us for our review. But it's yet another thing that could trigger Donald Trump, first of all. Secondly, every time that we do hear anything related to the content of Donald Trump's taxes, it's been something that makes him look terrible. So there is still the potential here that if any of this is released in any way, leaked or otherwise, it's going to contain extremely damaging information about Donald Trump. Remember that when the summaries of Donald Trump's tax returns got out, we learned that he lost just like insane amounts of money. And they put out, his attorney or someone put out a statement saying, oh, this is all calculated. You know, he's gaming the system and this is all because he's such a great businessman. People who were not working for Trump, who know about tax law and accounting, looked at it and said, no, this is just the guy's really losing a lot of money, or he lost a lot of money in that time. It would not be for the tax benefits. We also learned from other tax disclosures of Trump that we got a while ago that Donald Trump's dad had financed a lot of Donald Trump's failures. We call that rich dad bails me out, just like the height of privilege for someone claiming to be a self-made man. So this could be interesting if something like that comes out. It could be interesting in that even just fighting it could become a big story and expensive for Donald Trump, which would be just delightful. But as far as getting rid of Trump, as far as exposing criminality, the strategy remains the same one that it's been for more than a year. Vote Trump out in November of 2020. He'll be gone when a new president is inaugurated in January of 2021, and it will be far more efficient than any of these ideas related to tax returns or the 25th Amendment or impeachment. I know the fans of each of those individually will say, no, those are great ideas, David, and they may well be, but they're not going to get Trump out any faster than just voting him out in November. If you disagree with me, let me know.